We're here in Kansas City for the UFC, and I'm fighting Max Holloway at the T-Mobile Center this weekend. So at about 10-12 weeks notice for this fight, I haven't changed anything. You know, he's a very dangerous man, but he's just another man, you know, 2 legs, 2 arms. So yeah, I've been very fortunate to have some great training partners that sort of fit his stature, his style, high pressure guys, and very long rangey strikers. I've been quite fortunate to have those bodies around me for the last few camps, and it's been pretty perfect. Yeah, when I first got asked to fight Max Holloway, it was nice because I asked for it. It's the first time I ever asked for anything, and I got it. So yeah, it was a relief they didn't try and do something different. You know, it was the opportunity I wanted. It was the opportunity I asked for, and it's not every time you ask for something you get it. So it was nice. Yeah, so the opportunities that come with a win here is, you know, those that change your life sort of thing. It's title fight territory. I don't think beating Max Holloway does anything but give you a title shot, and to have his name on my resume is, you know, he's an ex-champion, future Hall of Famer, all those things. To have him on my resume is massive, a massive door opener for me. And you know, in 10 fights deep in the UFC now, over 8 years. You know, it's been a slow process, but got there in the end, and finally getting these opportunities now, and to start smashing some doors down and getting busy. The UK scene, like the UK MMA scene as a whole, has exploded. Obviously, having Leon as a champion now in the UFC is like, it's massive. It's bringing the whole organisation, the whole thing in the country to a new level. And you know, now they're doing 2 shows a year. It seems like it's a standard thing to do 2 shows in the UK every year. You know, I feel like that's going to grow as well. We're going to get 3 shows, maybe 2 pay-per-views. They were talking about bringing title fights back to London again. I'm sure that's Leon. So yeah, it's in a good spot.
Hello, I'm Arnold Allen, otherwise known as Arnold's dad. The first time I see Arnie in gloves, I think wrestling was the first thing. I used to train at quite a high level, what they call professional wrestling, as in showman wrestling, and back in, God, that would have been the mid 90s. And obviously by then he was old enough to run around the ring himself, because obviously I'd have him with me for the day, so we'd be in a wrestling ring practicing the show that was going to be on that evening. And they just had a natural flair for movement, running up the ropes, a lot of the trick stuff being thrown. I mean, they were brilliant test dummies. We used to sort of pick them off the ropes, throw them. There was the bumps, we used to use them on the concrete. So obviously with wrestling you have to be able to do that in and out of the ring. And they just had a natural athletic ability, and I enjoyed having them around me because everything that we did was athletic, physically, you know, physical. We weren't really into the engines and motors. And I think the first time Arnie put a pair of boxing gloves on, I wasn't even there. He'd gone beyond my back, because our family all came from boxing backgrounds, as probably did most of the lads in the 70s. So he went to a gym and started training with a friend, or not, his brother I think, and I knew very little of it until a competition came up and they needed a lift to get there. So they said, "Dad, is there any chance you could drive me there?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And they said, Rory, the trainer, Rory Burke, big shout out to you, bro. He said, "Tell your fat dad to get his ass down to the boxing gym and stop being so lazy." So I said, "Oh, you know, you're boxing now." Yeah? And I took him to the first couple of boxing matches, and we suddenly realised that yeah, they were both really good. They had a natural ability, timing, and an abundance of killer instinct.
My dad's been in my corner a lot, like for fights before the UFC. Just having him there backstage is like, whenever there's like an awkward sort of moment, he always breaks the silence. He'll talk, and you know, he's always telling stories. Sometimes it's like, "Oh, come on, this one again." But in those moments where there's a bit of tension, he cuts it and helps everyone relax a bit, you know. So, and he's not like in the way. Like, he doesn't. If the coach is talking, he knows, like, you know, let the coach is talking, sort of thing. But yeah, like he does a great job just sort of breaking any awkward moment, or any, you know, if you're sitting there with a bit of tension and he'll talk about something so random, I'm just like, it takes your mind off the fighting.
I'm really excited about this fight because Like I say, he was an ABA champion. He's with really good hands, and I believe myself, for what it's worth, that his punching skills in the featherweight division is a lot more superior than any of the guys I've seen so far. So I believe that will shine through in this competition, and I'm looking forward to it.
So outside of camp, like every day, I'm walking around about 185 pounds, and I fight at 145 pounds. So yeah, it's quite a bit of weight to drop. But you know, it's not it's a gradual process. It's not like a rapid thing. But, you know, over an 8-week camp, I'll probably start off about 180 and end up at 145. I've always fought at featherweight since I was like 15, 14 years old. I fought at the same weight, and I just sort of grew into the weight and always felt comfortable making it. I don't feel like I'm one of the guys sort of killing myself to make it. Just feel like discipline through the camp, and you know, having the right people, right team around you at the last bit to help with the weight cut and do it properly. It doesn't feel too much of a. It's on the cusp. It's getting harder, but it's not too difficult. I'm definitely in the right weight class. Getting a little bit spicy in here, but we've only got about 10 pounds to go, so it's a relatively comfortable cut. Yeah, having someone in to help us with the weight is very important, you know. We spend weeks trying to peak at the right time, but then if you mess this last bit up, you've kind of done all those weeks for nothing. So, you know, doing the last little bit, this last bit properly and doing it right and rehydrating correctly, it's the most important part. So, yeah, not fucking this bit up is the key.
So right now we're a couple pounds away. He's in the safe zone of the weight cut. Around 10% of his body weight. So that's what I would deem a safe weight cut. Okay, so right now we're cutting weight. We have him in the sauna, having a little sweat going. After this portable sauna we have him in, we'll put him in this sauna blanket. Right. The idea is to get the sweat going, get the weight off, make sure he doesn't overheat, make it as comfortable as possible, safe as possible, and yeah, we make weight.
I'm 148.8 pounds, so I floated a little bit over the night. You know, just carried on sweating a little bit after the cut. So I've got 2.8 pounds to go, and yeah, it's going to be a couple of stints, maybe one stint in the old sauna, one in the blanket, and we should be on.
Featherweight contender, undefeated in the UFC, Arnold Almighty Allen. Official weight 146 for Arnold Allen, and his opponent, the former champion, Holloway.
Yeah, it's fight day here in Kansas City. All the business stuff is done. And now we just got to go and win a fight, you know. So all about killing time, keeping fresh, keeping the mind nice and relaxed. You know, don't sit up in the hotel room stewing on what might happen in the next few hours or whatever. Just positive thoughts, hanging out with friends and family, and yeah, I'd like to thank all the teams that helped me out. BKK Fighters, obviously, Renegade, obviously all the guys there, massive help. TriStar Gym as well, all the boys, Fraz and Harvey, everyone. I'd like to thank you all guys for the support, appreciate it.
So, growing up as kids, I was like the traditional older brother, you know, I was the big bully, you know, never give him an inch, sort of make him work for everything, and you know, if I could, you know, I was always putting him down and making him feel inferior. But I soon realised I'd rather be on his side than not. Yeah. My predictions for this fight, I think Arnie's gonna outbox him. He's really gonna. I think Max is gonna pressure him and sort of put it on him. And I think he falls into the hands of Arnie quite early on. And I think I can see second, third round knockout. And I think he's the first person to stop him and makes a big statement.
Arnold brings everything to this fight. He brings, tenacity, hunger, skill set, physicality, and most important, the fight IQ to defeat someone like Max. I think Arnold's going to show the world how really good he is, I'm excited to watch it.
Arnold, so many times young fighters get to this point where they're taking on former champions. Was there anything surprising in the octagon tonight with Max Holloway?
Nah, man. Max has been around a long time. He's one of the best in the world for a very long time. He's an inspiration to me. I love the man, He inspires me. I watch his fights. It brings me on. But, yeah.
You had a 10-fight win streak coming into this thing, and we know that your journey is just beginning. Congratulations on a great performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Arnold Allen.